How are you, mate?
Good, thanks, John. How are you, mate?
Looking very green today. You're normally in red shirts, aren't you? And
well,
red cap,
different
anyway.
Colours, yeah.
Yeah.
Got nice white salt sweat stains in my red ones at the moment.
Big festival for you. How's it going so far?
Great, mate. We had 4 shows yesterday, and plus Maddie's birthday, 21, my eldest. She's a festival baby. She turned 21, and it was a lovely private function we had over there, and a lot of our LWM band and that come out and played, and a few guest artists, and it was just fantastic. And then last night we finished it off with Alan Caswell and I won Traditional Song of the Year at the TSAs.
That's great.
So, a big day.
What was the song?
When I Think of Home.
Lyrics by Alan Caswell, music by you, or a bit of both?
Both, yeah. Yeah, both on that one. That's about growing up on the cane farm up north and, sort of travelling the world, but you always think of home, certain things take you back there.
This connection with Alan, which started with Lynchburg, I suppose, has really brought you out of your shell, mate.
Yeah, well, it's really weird, mate, because, you think, she's just a supportive wife. You're travelling and doing these shows and you do one song or something, and then I usually do something stupid in the middle of it to, because...
We expect that.
Yeah, well, I don't class myself a great singer, but anyway, sort of Caswell come along and said, these people at these shows are asking you to sing more, and I thought, they're just very polite, I think. And so, because I've always loved instrumentals and doing that, and still my passion. And then Caswell started writing some songs, like he'd just sit me on a stool and I'd get a tune, he'd interview me, and he'd just start putting the interview into lyrics, and then I thought, I don't mind singing that. And then later in life, people like JW's come into our life and become a really good mate, and he sits there and says, you're selling the songs, mate. He said, there's your stories, and if you just be true to them and you're feeling them, well, you're doing them well. And so, we're sticking with it, so having fun.
I think he got it in a nutshell. They're your stories.
Yeah.
So coming from you, they just have that extra little bite, I suppose.
Yeah, a bit extra bush pig, maybe.
No. Why do you do that to yourself?
Look,
what are you after, sympathy or something?
No, the sympathy vote. No, actually, I have to say, really enjoying it though.
Yeah.
It's added to the show. Like used to always carry singers and that, where we do shows now. Grab the boys here. Got Les Forrest, my brother-in-law, and my cousin Avon. They travel with me and that. And when sometimes we don't have the full band, it definitely makes it easier now doing the instrumental singing and the comedy. You've got like those 3 things to. And 2 hours really goes quick, doesn't it, boys?
Yeah, I know about the comedy.
Well,
I've got a book at home with all your jokes in it, and I tick off every time you say one. But it's all right, I give you back a bit too, don't I?
Yeah, you do. No, it's always been a fun thing, John.
It was like that joke yesterday. Why did Lindsay Wadington cross the road? To write another song with Alan Caswell.
It's pretty right. We must have over 100 songs now released. It's been
Is it that many? Wow.
Yeah, it would be, because he's a serial offender. Like, he does a fair few every year, and then we've got a lot of young artists and that, and it's just such a wonderful thing, and you learn so much from those fellas. Like in my music life now at the moment, you're working with people like Brian Cadd and John Williamson and Alan Caswell, and they're some of the greatest lyricists and songwriters in the world, so you can only learn.
Mentioning Caddy gives me the chance to let people know that his concert at West this afternoon isn't happening. Caddy's still in hospital in Sydney, but Darren Coggan will be filling in for him along with Patsy and Dave.
Yeah, it's a shame. I heard he tripped on his wallet and broke his arm.
Oh, no, you said that. That's terrible.
Sorry, Caddy.
But hang on, you helped some of that money get into that wallet with the great album that you produced and recorded for Dream Train.
Yeah, no, very proud of that one, John.
Yeah. It's a bit of a shift too, because you're moving into more contemporary artists like Caddy. You've worked with Patsy and Dave on a couple of songs with Russell Morris.
Russell Morris, yeah. Russ come in and did a couple of things now, and I was lucky enough to be involved in a project for the Wayside Chapel. Anyone out there, it's a charity, look it up, Wayside Chapel down there in Sydney. The song had Melinda Snyder, Glenn Shorrock, Angry Anderson, Russell Morris, Brian Cadd, and a star-studded band, a lot of the boys and girls from the Midday Show band and that. So that was a really cool project to be involved. My daughter Maddie filmed a lot of it.
So yeah, she's done a great job with the video clips and things that you put up.
Yeah.
How does she put up with you being so silly, or is she used to it after 21 years?
Well, I've got to tell you, Gus Fenwick, the bass player, one of our bass players, Gus nicknamed her the Sledgehammer because she is just like that. She gives it back, don't you worry about that. We're all these grown men and she's like this young girl and she'll be like, smile, no, a real one, stop it, get over there. Oh, mate, it's a turnout. I actually have to say, though, over COVID, she started a YouTube channel, as we're talking about, and we've got over 11 million views now in about 3 or 4 years, so it's wonderful.
It's very much the Lindsay Waddington music family, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, there's obviously yourself, your eldest daughter. Does your youngest daughter do anything?
My youngest daughter actually manages a hatted restaurant on the Gold Coast. She's not quite 18, so she's doing really well.
All right, and then Regan, of course, is the backbone
Regan
for the whole thing.
manages all three.
Yeah.
She just sits at the top and tells us all what to do.
So when you finish recording a song or two, do you take everyone down to the family restaurant?
yeah, pretty much. No, it's a bit dear down there.
You've also been working with someone from America, a young lady.
That's very exciting, John. Yeah, Kinsey Rose. So just through YouTube and all that sort of stuff, we found each other, and her partner Michael Lusk, who toured with Loretta Lynn for 20 years and did the Opry. And so I've met a lot of these guys by winning awards and travelling over to America a lot. And but Kinsey found us, and she wrote once again through Alan and myself. I think Lynchburg's done well in America because I think they think it's an American band, like the name and that.
The name, yeah.
And the music lends a little bit towards that 80s and 90s country over there. But Kinsey found us, and she flew out here and wrote a couple of songs with Kaz and myself, and her publishing company, and that's about to release them in America. But she's been on The Voice with Kelly Clarkson and all that, and done a lot of great things in America. And probably the exciting thing for me was, I said, so you've done a bit of recording, because, scrub tick like me. I said, you've done a bit of recording before, haven't you? And she goes, yeah, my last project was with Vince Gill. Oh, gee. Rightio. I started to sweat a bit then.
I don't think you have to. You're pretty good yourself. So.
No, thanks, John. She's on her way back out to do more, though, too.
Oh, good stuff. I think we've had enough of the chat for the moment. Let's hear some music. I mean, you've got 3 guitars in here, so this is going to be interesting. And I think you're going to sing, are you?
I think I might do something different now you've done that. Why don't we do a song about old Youngie, because the Thornton Young Award and all that? Do you
Makes
reckon?
sense, yeah, why not?
And Barry Thornton.
And very quickly you toured with Youngie, and that's a big part of your life, wasn't it?
It was, John. 15, mate, out on the road with all these seasoned musicians and that, playing 7 nights a week, 11 months of the year. And my advice back then was from a bloke called Jimmy Little. He was my roommate for 2 years. And old Jimmy said to me, if you can do this for 12 months, my little brother, he said, you'll be in music for the rest of your life.
And you are. Yeah. Let's hear that song.
1, 2, 3, 4. Us young blokes got our start out with Youngie on the road. He taught us how to work a crowd and how to shed a load. But the heat could be exhausting and the miles could get you down. But you could feel the magic whenever Youngie came to town. They all called him Jilpy. He was young and he was old. He'd take your show to places where no one else could go. There was way more dirt than highway, no GPS or phone. The road goes on forever when the outback is your home. Now Youngie was a hero when it came to rodeo, a world champion bull rider, a bloke they couldn't throw. He took his heart and courage into music and to life. 1,000 miles and 100 smiles and a new show every night. Yeah. They all called him Jilpy. He was young and he was old. He'd take his show to places where no one else would go. There was way more dirt than highway, no GPS or phone. The road goes on forever when the outback is your home. The road goes on forever when the outback calls you home.
Lindsay Waddington and the boys. That's beautiful. It's really nice in that sort of setting with just 3 acoustic guitars.
Yeah.
Nothing against what you put down on record, but...
Oh, I get it, John. Nothing like a backslap between mates.
I'm just going to get a few messages across and then we'll come back. So stick around.
At Spotlight, save more at our summer savings sale with 40% off.
Probably weren't here at the very beginning of the festival, were you? So when did you first come to Tamworth?
We got in on Saturday, mate.
I don't mean today, I mean in the first time to Tamworth.
Oh, first time. This is my 37th festival in a row.
Yeah.
And we missed one with COVID, didn't we?
Yeah, most of us did. Even people who lived here.
Yeah, and then we did come down in April, was it?
It was April, yeah.
Yeah, so still did that one.
Yeah. So what was it like coming to Tamworth? You would have heard about it, obviously, from people you worked with and whatever. And
yeah, well, the first time I come down, so we were around the Brian Young thing, like Shaz was working with Youngie, so we come down on the back of that as kids. But I actually started playing drums with Ian Bettridge.
Ian,
oh,
now there's a name from my past.
Yeah, Telstra stand, wasn't it?
Yes, Telstra stand.
It was himself and a guitar player, which I can't think of, and Cactus Martin's on bass, and I was playing drums then.
All right. Ian occasionally, at least once a month, puts something up on Facebook, and I think he records them in the toilet, a song.
Oh, does he?
Reverb,
yeah. Trumpet solos?
No trumpet solos. So what was your first impression of Tamworth then?
Mate, it was huge for me. Like, once again, coming from Prossie, great little town. I love Prossie, proud of Proserpine. You know, they're really good to me, little town. But coming down here and just seeing, because back then it was even more obvious because, we've got great characters now, but back then there was real characters like Chad Morgan would be on one corner and you'd be like, what is that? And then there'd be Terry Gordon on another corner and you'd go, holy dooly. And then there'd be, all these great vocalists. And I didn't see Tex Morton or anything like that, but I can only imagine he was one of them. But Buddy Williams, saw a bit of Buddy Williams and Slim, and nobody sounded alike. It was like you could hear him in different tents and you go, oh, Slim's over there, or Buddy Williams over there, and that's probably what I took out of it. And but I suppose influences now, people hear influences and they try and be a bit like that, I suppose. But yeah, if you could be like yourself, you're doing well, I think.
Well, that's one thing you can say about yourself. You are Lindsay Waddo Waddington, and no one else can be that.
Everywhere.
Even if I tried wearing a shirt and one of your caps yesterday at the show.
For good or bad, yes.
Yeah, exactly. So what have you got lined up for the rest of the week?
Oh, mate, I've had a couple of special things come in. So we've got the Back to the Bush tonight, and then tomorrow morning opening the Mayton Showcase. And then tomorrow night is the Bush Ballad Awards, their new...
Yeah, the new ones.
Yeah, that's exciting. So going over there, we've got a couple in, which is really exciting. And then Friday morning will be rehearsals for the Golden Guitars, and John's asked me to play guitar for a couple of songs for him on his big show at the Trek Friday
That's the
night.
Beginning of his last tour, he keeps saying.
Yeah, look, we've got to talk to him about that. Bloody hell. He can't retire, mate.
No, but you've been working on a new album with him as well, haven't you?
Very exciting, John. I'm very proud of it. I'm proud of everything we do, but this is just, I feel, John at his best. Like it's, he doesn't need to slow down at all. He's just getting better and better. He's singing. He really feels his lyrics as he always has, and he's just this new album is just fantastic. I just can't wait for everyone to hear it.
So what are you doing from here immediately?
from
Lunch.
here. Going to have lunch with your mother-in-law, mate. Haven't spoken to her in 4 years. Didn't want to interrupt her.
Hang on, where's my book? I better tick that one off. Might give 2 ticks for that. Lindsay Waddington and Les and Ada. Thanks for coming in and joining us this morning, and all the best for the rest of the festival and for the rest of 2025.
Thanks, John. Fantastic, mate.
Thanks, John.
Thank you.
Bye.